Hi guys, so today we're going to be learning about the difference between physical and chemical changes. So to start off, we're just going to go through the definitions, just to get a basic idea. So a physical change is usually like a reversible change in the physical properties of a substance, such as the size or shape. So basically it's just like the changing in the physical form of the substance, so like solid to liquid, liquid to gas, stuff like that. And an example of this is ice melting, because it's a solid to a liquid. And so as you can see the picture right here, you can see some ice melting, in case you didn't know what that looked like. And then I also found this picture of just like some basic physical changes, like crushing can, shredding paper, chopping wood, breaking glass, dissolving sugar in water, stuff like that. So yeah. So now we're going to talk about some chemical changes, which is when a new substance is formed. So that's basically what a chemical change is, just like a substance changing into another one. And this either cannot be reversed or it's not easily able to be reversed. And an example of this is like an apple core turning brown because the enzymes in the fruit react with the oxygen, which is like what results in the browning of the apple. And then like just in general, chemical changes just occur when food rots. So as you can see here, we have a picture of an apple rotting. So yeah, it's not just physical, it's chemical. It may look different, but actually a chemical change is occurring. So yeah. And just like the physical changes, I also found the chemical changes little thing. So like iron rusting, burning wood, rotting bananas, cooking an egg. Those are all pretty basic examples of what it is. So yeah. So now I'm going to have us go through a few examples and then I'm going to have you practice. So we're going to go through some examples and I'm going to explain why each of them is physical and why one of them is chemical or whatever. So the first one, evaporating acetone. So this is going to be a physical change because acetone is originally like just a liquid and it's going to transition to a gas when it's evaporating, which is like, so it's like changing its state, which is a physical change. All right, for number 2, we have rust on a bike. So rusting is always going to be a chemical change, especially with iron. So say that the bike was made out of iron and it's reacting with oxygen, it's going to result in rust. So this is a chemical change because there's a reaction occurring. And then number 3, baking a cake. Cooking is also a very common chemical change. And this is because like heating allows, like in the cake, heating allows for like the baking powder to activate, which is like what makes it fluffy because it's like creates like little air pockets. So that's how your cake is nice and fluffy. So yeah. And then number 4, we have boiling water. Boiling water is physical because in case you didn't know or you never boiled water before, basically when you boil it, you might see some little steam coming off the water and the water level may, decrease a little bit in the pot. And that's because it's just a liquid turning into a gas due to the heat. So that is not a chemical change. That is definitely physical. And then the last one, which is grilling a burger, is also a chemical change. And another cool way that you can tell the difference between chemical and physical changes is chemical is either going to like, it can produce an odor or like a different color. So like the changing of leaves on a tree would also be a chemical change. Just like how a burger starts off as like pink raw meat and then it turns into like a darker brown meat, or depending on how you cook it. But you know how the color changes. All right, so now that we've gone through that, we're going to have you try a few practice questions. So go ahead and pause the video for a second, and then I'm going to go into the answers. So pause the video and then come back when you're done. All right, so I hope this practice went well for you. And now I'm going to go through the answers. So the first one is digesting food, which is going to be a chemical change. The food's going to go in your body and it's going to react with like the acids in your stomach. And that's how it starts off with the digestion. And then number 2 is also going to be a chemical change because just like before how I talked about the rotting apple, a rotting banana has the same thing, like how it turns brown and like Eventually, it'll start to smell, which is an odor, which is another indicator that it could be a chemical change. And then number 3, we have sugar dissolving into water, which is going to be a physical change. And this is because basically the sugar is just mixing into the water. There's nothing really happening. It's just like two substances mixing together. It's just going to be physical. And then number 4 is water evaporating. So similar to kind of how boiling water works, is like if you were just to spill some water on the table and never clean it up, eventually it would just all turn into a gas into the air and it wouldn't be there anymore. So that's physical change as well. And then number 5 is burning wood, because there's heat involved and, the wood is going to burn and turn into ash and stuff like that. So yeah. So I hope this helped you guys review or learn about physical or chemical changes. And yeah, thanks for listening.